Y'all about to see me make a video or hear me. All right, so I mean y'all have to be all the way quiet, but it's okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and finish. This will be part 3 of the video. I don't even have the video. I don't even have the what you call it on anyway, so nobody can see you. For some reason, the video isn't working. The webcam isn't working, so you won't see my face. You'll just hear my voice. Oh no, you need to see me. I don't think I gotta check and make sure, but I don't think you can see me. All right, so here's this one. It says several students were completing their tests. Sally has finished 3/5, Jesse has finished 5/11, and Elizabeth has finished 4/9. Order these fractions from least to greatest. So I'm going to write all my fractions right here. So I got 3/5, 4/9. No, you don't have to find a least common denominator just to compare. You can cross multiply, remember. So I can check these two first to see which one is bigger. I can go ahead and do 3 times 9 and 4 times 5. So 3 times 9 is 27. And 5 times 4 is 20. So I know that this fraction is bigger than this fraction. So it says order them from least to greatest. So that's the biggest thing you have to remember what it's telling you to do. So I know 4/9 would be smaller than 3/5. So I'll go ahead and put those in order. Now I have to see where 5/11 fall. So I can do 5/11, compare that to 4/9. Oops, sorry. So I can cross multiply those. 5 times 9 is 45. And 11 times 4 is 44. So those are really close. But it's okay. But so 5/11 is bigger than 4/9. So this one would be behind this one. And then, so now I need to compare. Sorry. So I've gotten lost. Okay, so I said 5/11 was bigger than 4/9. So it'll be 4/9. And then 5/11 on this side. So now I need to see if 5/11 is also bigger than 3/4, because I know 3/4 was bigger than 4/9. So I can do these now. Cross multiply these. So 3 times 11 is 33. And 5 times 4 is 20. So 3/4 is bigger than 5/11. So that means 3/4 is going to be last if I'm doing it from least to greatest. Okay, so this is the order from least to greatest. 4/9, 5/11, and 3/4. So cross multiplying was how I did it. You could find your least common denominator, but that would probably take longer to do. So, but it's up to you which way you want to do it. So Jordan, you were right. You can find your LCD to compare. All right, next one says Ms. Mayfield was to add 2 fractions below. 4/6 plus 6/15. So I will do that. I've already done it here, but my video got messed up, so I'll go ahead and just start over. Okay. After I erase all this. Okay, I don't think I'm going to sit here and erase all of this. So what I'll do is go over here. I can't just clear my screen. So I have 4/6. Here, you can have one of these if you want. Just put it on the back of that pencil. So 4/6 plus 6/15. So I'm adding because it says Ms. Mayfield was to add, if she was to add the 2 fractions, how should she solve this expression? So I know I have to find my LCD because I need a common denominator. So between 15 and 6, if I were to list my fractions, list my multiples, let's see. I could start with 6. That'll be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And then I'll go list on for 15. 15, 30. So guess what? I found my LCD. It's 30. So I know it's going to be something over 30 plus something over 30 equals something over 30. So now I have to find out what that something is. So to get from 6 to 30, I multiply by 5. So I'll have to do times 5 on the top. So 5 times 4 is going to be 20. So this will be my numerator over here, 20. And then what times 15 gives me 30? That's times 2. So I do times 2 up here. That's going to give me 12. So I have 20 plus 12. That's going to give me 32. So it'll be 32 over 30. And that's improper. So I have to change that to a proper fraction. Let me erase this, get it out of the way. And to change this to a proper fraction, remember you have to find your GCF, your greatest common factor for 32 and 30. And I can do that by doing a T-chart for 32 and a T-chart for 30. Or I could just go ahead and divide both of those by 2 because I know 2 is going to be a factor for both. And then I could do it again if needed. So y'all just do that. That'll be quicker. So I could divide this by 2 and this by 2. So 32 divided by 2 is going to give me 11. Just make sure. So 11, no, that's not going to give me 11. 32 divided by 2. Let's see. 2 goes into 3 one time. That'll be 2. Subtract that, I'll get 1. 12. So that'll be 16. So 16. And then 30 divided by 2 is 15. So that's going to be 16 15ths, and that's an improper fraction. So I need to get it, turn it into a mixed number. So how many groups of 15 can I get out of 16? I can get one whole group, and I'll have a remainder of 1. So that'll be 1/15. And then remember to do that, if you don't know how to do that, you could just divide 16 by 15. So I could do this. I could divide, how many groups of 15 can I get out of 1? 0. That'll be 0. Subtract that, I get 1. 1 comes up here, so 15 goes into 16 one time. That'll be 15. I subtract that, I get 1. So my remainder will be 1. So it will be 1, which is my whole number, with a remainder of 1, which is my numerator, and my denominator is still over 15. So my answer would be 1 1/15. What is 3/4 minus 1/8? Select the model that represents the difference. So I have to find my LCD. And between 4 and 8, my LCD is 8. So I have 8 here. And then to get 8 from this 4, I multiply it by 2. So I have to multiply the top by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So this one is already over 8, so it'll stay there. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and 8 is still my denominator. So the fraction that shows 5/8 would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 6 is shaded. So this wouldn't be it. This one doesn't have 5 shaded, so I know this one isn't it. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are shaded out of 8. So it would be this one because 1, 2, 3, that's more than 5. So my answer would be C for that one. This says Ms. Hobson made a chart to show the length of some crayons. Create a line plot to show this data. So I did that over here. I have 2 3/4. 3 of them should have 2 3/4. And then I have 4 1/2. 4 of them should have 4 1/2. So I just plotted that. And then 2 of them should have 2. So I plotted that. And then 3/4, 3 1/4. 5 of them should have 3 1/4. So I plotted that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you make a line plot. And this one says Jeremy and Michael were both, hold on one sec. So you could also on this one you could list them in order. So, but you don't have to. I'm not sure what the test is going to be like, but if you had to list them in order, you could do that as well. So we know 2 would be the smallest, so that would be first. And then 2 3/4 would be the next one. But I didn't list them in order, but if you needed to on the test, you can do that. This one says Jeremy and Michael were both working on their homework. At the end of 30 minutes, Jeremy was finished with 7/13 of his homework, and Michael had finished 2/5 of his homework. Both fractions can be compared to 1/2 to see which has the larger value. Use greater than, less than, or equal to show the value of each number along with 1/2. So I know that this one, 7/13 would be greater than 1/2. And to find that out, all I did was cross multiply these. 1 times 13 was 13, and 2 times 7. 2 times 7 was 14. So 7/13 was bigger, so I put 7/13 is greater than 1/2. And then I compared these two, and then that gave me that 2/5 was less than 1/2. So I could do this. I could do it like this, saying that 7/13 is greater than 1/2, and then 1/2 is greater than, 1/2 is greater than 2/5. I may have had that. This should be 2/5. Or it can be written like this. 2/5 is less than 1/2, and 1/2 is less than 7/13. So you can write it either way. But we're comparing both of these numbers to 1/2. And then this one says Ms. Murfield put 12 gallons of gas in her car on Sunday. On Monday, she used 3 1/4 gallons of gas. On Tuesday, she used 2 1/2 gallons of gas. On Wednesday, she used 2 3/4 gallons of gas. How much of the original 12 gallons of gas is left in Ms. Murfield's car? So it actually was the original 12. So that would be, I'm going to add all of these. So the 3/4 to the 2/12, to the 2/2, to the 2 3/4. So in order to add those, I don't have, my time is about to run out on this video. So I had to add, and these two denominators were already the same, the 3/4, 3 1/4, and the 2 3/4. So I didn't have to change those, but I did have to change the 2 1/2 to have a denominator of 4. So I did that by multiplying both the top and bottom by 2, so that gave me 2/4. So I just added all 3 of those together, 3 1/4 plus 2 2/4 plus 2 3/4, and I got 7 6/4. But then I simplified that, and I divided both by 2, top and bottom. And that got me 3/2. So then I had to change that to an improper fraction. It's improper, so I had to change it to a proper. So you can get one group of 2 out of 3, so that's going to give me 1 as my whole number. So I could add that to this, And I think that's how I did it. I can't remember.